should show the video last. Okay. First, let's just get down to business. What an honor it is to be here before you tonight. I mean, I am truly humbled to be a part of this. You're going to find out in a minute what I thought when I first found out about this, and I think I'm still that way today. As I perused through the names of tonight's recipients, obviously, and former recipients, just in awe that my name could even be mentioned in the same category. And I know many of the past recipients are here tonight, and I appreciate that. I think it's an awesome thing that you guys can come back, and you gentlemen and ladies can come back and be a part of this again and carry on that feeling. One of the former recipients, Mr. B.H. Harmon, who's a former business partner of mine and a very dear friend, called me about a week ago. And he called to express his regrets that he wasn't going to be able to be here tonight. But in my conversation with B.H., the thing that kept coming up over and over and over again is how proud he was the night he got this award. And really how proud he still is to this day in what this award means to him. And so I look forward to that same feeling next year and the year after that and the year after that. And so I'm very humbled. And so before I get started, Dyke, and I know Gail's around here, and Angelo, I just want to congratulate you as well for being part of this tonight. I know you guys feel the same way I do, and you certainly complement that list that's in the bulletin tonight. So congratulations to y'all. I told Jackie that I'm not a speechwriter, and I feel like if I write it down, I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to read it. And no, not throwing darts at WT, but they can't accuse me of being a very good reader. So instead, I do the old Mike Bain rule, and I just write bullet points. And with my bullet points, I just look down and see it, and I just expand on that thought. And I know there's a lot in here thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to hear all that. But I promise to those of y'all who know me well, I'm gonna just expand on those thoughts slightly tonight. So I'll begin by the call that I got. A couple of months ago, Dr. Windler called, and when I heard his voice, I thought, all right, Dr. Windler, we're on to something else, so what are we going to be doing now? And he proceeded to tell me about this award. Oh, Lord. I know at least a minute went by that I finally, I think, uttered maybe wow, or I don't know what to say, or something of that magnitude. And Walter was so gracious in saying, look, you don't have to say anything. And it just went on to very graciously tell me about the award, the nomination process, the whole procedure of how it all came down. A little bit about tonight, and then just express his gratitude and his appreciation for the four honorees. And he just couldn't have been more gracious. And so what a heck of a call to get, but I will admit, speechless. And there again, those of you who know me, you know that Mike Bain doesn't ever get speechless. So, incredible, but that's the only word I can put for it is speechless. So, the process began. Becky calls me, we start the interviewing process, as you can see. She comes out to the house and we talk for a little while, and then Becky informs me that basically you're going to be honored, you'll get an acknowledgement, and then, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, just get up and tell people about an experience at WT or what WT meant to you, or, just share a little bit about WT. So I thought, well, that's easy enough. It's just the 3 or 4 minutes that might be a problem. So as you can see from the video, I arrived at WT down a twisted road that started out at Tech, chasing an athletic dream. And the best I can explain it, I was down there about 2 years, and I just wasn't hitting my stride. Nothing against Tech, it's a great school. I just wasn't finding my niche. I just wasn't hitting my stride there. So I came home that summer and talked to my mom and dad about not really feeling it and really not knowing what the heck I wanted to do. So, good old Ray Bain decided that, yeah, I think I can help you out. So he commenced to showing me a little bit about maybe helping me find some direction. And so, I don't know if any of y'all have ever been through Dimmitt, but Dimmitt has a real big property where the bank sits, and we've got a really expansive drive-in where the banks are behind the bank, and then we've got even a community park that's part of this. Really, it's a whole city block. And Ray decided that summer that it'd be a good idea. We were going to put like a little 2-foot brick wall all the way around it. And so to do that, we needed about a 3-foot trench all the way around this property. So he bought me a shovel. And that was pretty much my direction. I owned a shovel. And so about the middle part of that summer, maybe towards the end of the summer, Ray and I reconvened, and he said, you know, your mom and I have been talking, and you think you'd ever want to go over to Canyon, maybe see what WT has to offer? And I thought, well, you know, let me check my schedule. I'm digging ditches tomorrow, so yeah, I can probably do that. So here I came, and literally I ended up on the front steps, and I mean literally, of Old Main. Walked inside, asked for a tour. Here we went, and if I've got to be honest, I will. The little girl that showed me around was cute, and the tour went well. And next thing you know, I really can't explain it, but next thing you know, I mean, it was just comfortable. There was some feeling that I knew that this was the place for me. So, goodbye shovel, hello WTAMU, or I guess West Texas State, you know, go Buffs. So that's how I got here. So when I entered, as you saw, I was an Ag Eco major. And so immediately I was going to my 3rd year, so I started my upper division courses. And you saw a little bit in the video, I forgot that I gave those as I was trying to write down these bullet points. I forgot that I gave those comments, but I immediately was introduced to the likes of Dr. Don Williams and Dr. Arden Collette and Dr. Ron Thomason and the rest of the staff. I could go on and on and on. But it is true, you know, the professors like Don he lived in Claude. He would, if you needed any extra help, he wouldn't come back to Canyon, but he'd meet you in Amarillo. And so there were numerous times that I'd meet him, or me and a couple of my buddies would meet him. There may be a caveat of maybe a pitcher of beer or two in there somewhere, but he would, I mean, nevertheless, he would come over and give you that extra attention. And I don't know where you can get that at any other university in the world. Dr. Collette, true, he did have you out to his house numerous times. He had this little, he called him his little, it wasn't a study group, but it was his group. He would have a group of students out there on a weekly basis. And he just liked keeping his finger on the pulse of the ag department, whether it be what students were feeling or how students were feeling about the professors or just how the overall college was working in general. He just always had his finger on that pulse. I can specifically remember one time I came in after football practice to a study lab, and it was later on in the afternoon, and I kind of snuck in the back and was trying to be non-existent. And I remember as soon as I came in, he informed me that I was going to be part of the group that ate with him that night. And so I'm thinking, oh gosh, that's the last thing I want to be doing. So after class, I remember going up and talking to him and saying, well, Dr. Collette, don't you remember I was part of the group that was at your house last week? And I'll never forget, I can still see it in my mind today, him looking down in those glasses and said, you know, son, I know you probably just come here from practice, and so it's kind of late, and so I know you probably miss going to the cafeteria. So we've got some extra chicken fried steaks, and I was a little bitty skinny wide receiver, and he said, by the looks of you, you know, we could probably put some meat on your bones. So I took him seriously, and as you can tell, I made an A in his class. Dr. Collette made me into the man I am today. So, with that being said, you can obviously understand a little bit about what I experienced at WT. It's a culture. They care. The staff they pour their heart and soul into you. And it's a culture, it's the people. And I'm so proud of that fact because here we are 30 some odd years later, and that culture still lives to this day. I know that I've been blessed enough that I've worked with the likes of Dr. Terry and Dr. Macy in the business department on a few things, and Dr. Henderson over in the education department, and my good friend Dean Hawkins, and my good friend the late Dean Hawkins, and the Lances, Dr. Baker, Lance Baker and Lance Keith over in the ag department. Now, I know I shouldn't be throwing out names of current folks, but because there's so many that I could bring up tonight, but literally the culture that lives on. I've had the opportunity to work with these folks. Dr. Baker brings one of his classes over to the bank on an annual basis. And it is so cool because not only do I get to sit there and visit with these students about finance, but I get an hour and a half to just engage with them and learn about them. And it always just amazes me how far-reaching WT is. Kids from all over the United States. And it amazes me, and it's such a cool thing because I can watch those kids with Dr. Baker and how engaged they are and how engaged he is with them. That culture lives on. That's what WT is. And so that is my impression of WT. So what does WT mean to me? This is one of the questions posed to me by Becky. What does WT mean to me? And as I reflected back on that, this is one that really got deep for me because I just imagine myself in all the things of my life, either directly or indirectly, that had a WT connection, just any kind of WT connection. And so, starting with my mother and father, that was a direct connection. My mother and father both attended WT, that was a direct connection. And then I think about all the numerous business partners that I've had, and all the direct connections in that, whether it be in the bank or any other outside interest. I've just had numerous business partners that have a WT connection, whether it be, like I said, direct or indirect. The numerous professional relationships, and this is where it got really deep for me, because as I started thinking about the professional relationships, it's exponential. And I never really thought about it that way. And until you allow yourself to sit down and reflect and think about it that way, it's just unbelievable. This young man over here, Dyke Rogers. I never knew Dyke, I met Dyke 10, 12 years ago, but I met him through a WT connection. And what a great influence he is in the Texas Panhandle. And so it just blows my mind to think how many of those professional relationships I have. And then getting down on a personal basis, all the countless mentors and friends that I have in this life because of WT. Just, again, you're just so humbled by what is provided for me. And I got to think about it in an awesome twist of fate and, the wide-reaching arms of WT. This old small-town West Texas kid, this old small-town West Texas boy, met even a smaller-town Montana girl because of WT. A far-reaching deal of WT. And then finally, in bankers' terms, my three most prized assets, my three most precious assets, which two of them could be here today. Unfortunately, one of them couldn't be here because of a work issue in Oklahoma. But, my kids. I trace that back. I have my kids today. They are the light of my world, and I have my kids today because of a connection to WT. Just so, Becky, you asked me what WT means to me? Pretty much everything. So, before I get done tonight, I would be remiss if I didn't have some acknowledgments of who I am and how I got here. So I just want to spend a few minutes thanking those around me that made me the person I am. It's these folks that have inspired me, and it's these folks that really have kind of surrounded me and supported me, and it's given me the privilege to stand before you tonight. It's these folks that have been instrumental in my life, And they've guided me, and some have misguided me, but most of them have guided me every step of the way. My family. My mom and dad, Ray and Barbara Bain. Most of y'all in this room know my late father. And, you know, the legacy that Ray left and the inspiration and the leadership that he showed me will guide me every day for the rest of my life. And so for that, Pops, thanks. Barbara, you know, Barbara carries on that same inspiration. She really does inspire me each and every day. I know I appreciate her, and I know she may not think that when I pull one of my tantrums when she calls me over to change her light bulbs at 11 o'clock at night or something, but Barbara, I really do owe the world to you, and thank you for your support. My brother Mark is here today. He was earlier trying to get in my head and remind me of the great inspiration that he serves for me. But honestly, Mark and I, it's beyond a brotherhood. I mean, Mark and I have got to work with each other for what is approaching 30 years. Now, we've also had that great privilege of working with our father for a lot of those years, but now Mark and I get to carry on that legacy. What approaching 30 years. And to think back on it, I think we've had probably one disagreement in 30 years, and it's been so long ago I can't even remember what it was, but I do remember I was right. But, and then my sister's here, Nancy. Nancy was always the oldest. She was the oldest of the three, and I was the baby, and so naturally she was my protector. And she probably always was and probably always will be. So again, Nancy, thank you for the role you play. My bank family. There's so many of y'all here tonight. I don't even know. You know, these are the people that make getting up every day fun. And so thank you to all my bank crew. You inspire me every day. I've got friends, I've got family. When I talk my bank family, talk about another WT connection. I'm looking at him out there. I didn't realize I had a WT connection. I thought he graduated from Tech all these years, but he showed up tonight with a WT alumni pin on. So shout out to my buddy Jim from Denton. And so WT just keeps giving to me. So my extended family. And when I say this is where, from the bottom of my heart, my extended family, Stanley and Geneva. Geneva was one of my greatest mentors. Stanley and Geneva, along with my parents, taught me generosity. They taught me graciousness. They taught me a multitude of things in life that I will never be able to pay other than exactly the way that they want it repaid, and that's to pass it on. And so Stanley and Geneva, thank you. Another one of my inspirations had to leave earlier tonight. Evidently there was a little mishap that happened, and so I'm going to give a little bit of shout out to Johnny Trotter. I don't know, I think a lot of y'all know Johnny Trotter. If you ever had a Johnny Trotter talk, you know at the end of that talk that you know exactly what was on Johnny's mind. And I have always relish those talks. You usually don't like what time you get them because he's usually calling you or texting you at 4:30 or 5 in the morning. But Johnny has been a business partner of mine for 20 some odd years and has always been very inspirational and very supportive, and I've appreciated that throughout the years. And then David. I know you're here. David was part of the video. You know, David, I don't tell you, or I hadn't told you enough, but David's always my balance. David has, through the really good times and the really bad times, David's always been a rock to me. He's always been somebody that I could talk to that I'm going to get an unbiased opinion from. And so, David, thank you for the role you've played for me. I can't thank you enough. And I did want to mention one more guy because he was on my video, and he's the best banker in the state of Texas, and that's Mike Muller. Mike has been a true friend. He's been a true friend of WT. Being that we are both bankers, a lot of times Mike and I get the old nudging of the proverbial banker's hours to where we ought to be good at, we are good at golf, but we ought to be good at golf because of the old banker's hours. Mike is always my partner in the WT golf tournaments. And So individually, we're not very good, and as a team, we're worse. But we're gonna still keep swinging. So Mike, I look forward to many more rounds with you in the future. And then finally, I want to talk to my kids. Now I'm probably gonna have to read this one. And Red and Rayleigh, y'all can tell your sister about this later, but I think y'all would be disappointed if you knew I had the platform tonight with a microphone and I didn't do a little preaching, or I like to call it educational talks. But I want to challenge y'all tonight. And the challenge I want to give you is, I just want to challenge you to continue to grow. You've done a great job. I'm very proud of you, and you've done a great job with your lives. So I just want to challenge you to continue to grow. I want to challenge you to aspire to do great things. Some imaginable and some absolutely unimaginable. And then get after it. See what happens. I challenge you to be reckless and make some mistakes. So in essence, I'm challenging you to fail. But when you do fail, remember how you pick yourself up and how you dust yourself off and how you represent yourself after that failure is going to be a greater testament of who you are than any failure ever could be. And so I'm excited for that phase because I'm going to be watching close, but I know you guys are going to do awesome. I challenge you to find your path. And when you find it, pursue it with all the passion that you can find. And when you find that passion, you'll find love. And when you find that love, I want you to love hard. Love your spouses, love your family, love your friends, and love your community. But most of all, love your Lord and Savior. You do all that, and you'll own your path. And finally, I want to challenge you to take every step in your future surrounding yourself with great people. Great people like I've met right here at WT. I cannot stress this enough, as all will be your mentors. You will find that every road in life you take is much easier because of your surroundings. And the people you surround yourself with, they will mold you every day. And you will as them as well. That's it. It's that simple. It's a simple challenge. It's that simple. And I know you can do it. But there's one more thing. I stated earlier that I wanted you to set some goals, some imaginable and some absolutely unimaginable. And be sure that you aim really, really high. Because someday in your future, good Lord willing, your life will be blessed enough that you wake up and go to work one day and totally unbeknownst to you, you're going to get a call. It's going to leave you absolutely speechless. Thank you, WT. God bless.